Who else just came in? We got Yolanda. Blessings to you. Blessing to everyone in both our Zoom room and our uh, social media page. We're grateful for you. Grateful for everyone who's coming in. Grateful for all that's in the room today. Listen, we got a lot to talk about. We're picking up from where we left off on this past Monday. It was I've been getting listen to those in our Zoom room. We've been getting really good positive feedback from our session. People inbox, people text, people have been really, really, truly blessed by these topics that we deal with, these this particular session, and why we are here in particular. Concerning the heart and mind, I am convinced that the heart and mind are the two most valuable possessions that each and every one of us on the planet has, and has to legitimately guard, heal, protect all of the above. It's so important for us to understand why we do what we do and the importance of a healthy heart, healthy mind, and moving forward. So we are picking up from where we had left off on Monday. Monday we dealt with for those who were not on it because we've had some technical difficulties and did not get a chance to participate. I am asking for feedback. Those who can, those who have the availability, those who have the heart to come on and share. I welcome that all day, every day. But we're talking about walking away. What does that look like? The various stages of walking away, how to ambulate from a crisis, how to ambulate, just to debrief yourself, and three ways to leave anything that's toxic, anything that's toxic to your heart and to your mind, anything that is unhealthy. You can walk away and still be in a relationship. You can walk away from an argument. You can walk away from something that is consistently draining, exhausting, all that. Exhaustion is a real thing. So I'm going to pray again as I pray, and those who are of other faiths and other belief system, you pray to whoever you pray to, however you approach prayer, or whether you pray or not. It doesn't matter, because my roots and my foundation is that in Christ, I am going to pray in using Jesus' name because that's what I believe. Now, and we welcome and honor all faiths. So, Father, we thank you for this moment. I pray that you will enlighten us, that you would speak to our heart and our mind, and anything that's blocking, that's impeding, that's holding back, that's hindering, that you will break free your people in their hearts and in their minds, that you would declutter, that you will allow us to see ourselves, to see where we are mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and even physically, that you would allow us to refine and to locate ourselves, and so that we can walk in your truth. I submit this prayer to you in Jesus' name. Amen. All right. Um, and so again, I take the time to put the disclaimer out there because I am a follower of Jesus Christ, as to many of you are, and but however, we do know that mental illness and mental health does not discriminate. And so I have people from other platforms, other walks of life, that do participate in our sessions, and I'm grateful because we do honor all faiths. The word tells us to follow peace with everybody. Follow peace with all men, all women, and holiness without which no man shall see God. So we don't want them to see us by an outfit. We don't want them to see us by defining holiness as an outfit with clothes, or holiness as how many tongues or unknown tongues you can speak in. That's overrated. That's not holiness. That's not, I don't feel that that's what holiness is about. Holiness is when you can obey God, when no one is looking at you. That is the power of an obedient or disciplined life, when you can love God behind closed doors, when there's no optics on you. So just to let y'all know, it's not an outfit. It's not, yeah, perfect attendance to your church congregations. That's all. That's wonderful. Those are wonderful things to do. But holiness, that is not defined in holiness. Holiness is when you can love people and you can treat people the way you want them to treat you. I believe that is the epitome of Christ right there. Kindness all day, every day. That's what I believe, and I'm gonna stand true to that. All right, all right. So let's go right into it. We have a lot to deal with, a lot to talk about, a lot to move in. So the past Monday we talked about how to pivot, how to move, maneuver our hearts and our minds, because this is a major part of our. Hey, Teviana, this is a major part of your mental health. Sometimes we can stay in situations too long. Sometimes we can get planted, and our hopes are that things will change and people will change. The reality is, I sense that anytime I talk about moving or pivoting or adjusting, it's not talking about divorce, not talking about separation or leaving somebody. It's not talking about cutting somebody off. It's really maneuvering your mind, your heart, which is now connected to your resources, your time, your talent, your treasure. Is connected to those things, and those that is important for you and me as a person to protect and guard those. Those have guardrails to protect your heart and mind. There are people who are suffering right now because you chose to stay in something that is draining and exhausting. You, because it's a lopsided relationship. It's a lopsided contract. It's lopsided, even with your siblings. I'm not just talking about a person in relationships. I'm talking about with people who you love. There are times you can have and be related to a real selfish brother or selfish sister. I mean, extremely selfish. That's where they are. It's not you judging them. It's you protecting you. It's you protecting your heart and your mind. All right. We've been talking about this. So, how does that look? How do you walk away? How do you walk away and still be related, still be present, still be available, but not available with your time, talent, and treasure? Your time, meaning, it's not reciprocated back to you, because if you call them, you can't find them. And you can't get upset with them because technically you can't. I feel you can't. Let me tell you why. Let me unpack that. Because they are consistent with how they are. They're consistent with it. You want to fall out with your sibling and your brother, your mother, your cousin, aunt, uncle, whoever it is, friend, in any of those three communities that we talk about, your family community, family and friend community, your work community, and your spiritual church community, right? You can't fall out with somebody who's consistent. I just believe that you have to regroup, reposition, pivot yourself. Don't make yourself as available. And it's not spite. It's not being malicious. It's that you are not going to keep pouring yourself or the goods that you possess and the goods that you offer into a bucket with holes, a pocket that has holes. Keep putting air into a tire that has a slow leak. All right. So we're helping you to strengthen you, not fix you or them, but to readjust and pivot without attitude. Now it's going to take some adjusting because you are switching. Some people don't realize that they're going to call you acting funny, call you acting shady. Oh my God, he changed. Oh my God, she changed. You're going to get all that. That's a part of your healing. And it's the reality is not that you've changed, you've healed. You're healing and you're going to heal. Healed, being healed, going to be healed. Three stages all day, every day. This is what goes on. Blessed, being blessed, going to be blessed. Delivered, being delivered, going to be delivered, right? Breakthrough, having breakthrough, going to continue to have breakthrough. So, because the God that we serve, right? The same yesterday, that's the past. Today, that's present and future, right? But we're not going to go into scriptural. I just want to deal with the clinical aspect of moving, walking away. What does that look like? We're not talking just to physically and emotionally untying yourself from somebody. This is about your heart and your mind, which affects your peace and your stability. This is not about them. I am not giving you tools to go against anybody. This is not the place. We're not, no, this is not a gun shop. This is not a knife shop. This is not a gun session. This is not a knife session. So you can get retaliatory measures to go at somebody. No, that's not what we're here. This is about you and your peace. You locating your error. You locating what you've done, what you contributed. Because part of the challenge right now has been you. Part of your challenge is you. This is all about you. I'm teaching this from a healthy place. I'm not teaching this from a place that I'm learning or how to adjust, something that I just stumbled on. No, I lived this. It took me a while to get there. So as I'm teaching, I'm administering grace with it because it did not happen overnight. Latasha, Minister Tasha, it did not happen overnight, Ron. But I'm glad that I can bring you there, right? In spite of all the things that I have on my plate, I have a lot on my life, a lot going on, lot that I have to manage. Lot, it's a whole lot going on. So there's more than meet the eye, but I still have the peace which passeth all understanding. And it's peace enough that still allow me to see how ugly I am at times, how off I am at times, how selfish I can be at times, how I can deflect at times, project at times, run, blame, hide. Oh yeah. These. However, the difference now is that I can see it and own it, and then adjust. I can see it. I'm not running. I'm not blaming the situation. I'm not blaming the other party. I'm not blaming the other person's places or things. I'm taking ownership to how I was affected in that moment, how I affected someone in that moment. All right. So that's the pivotal part of owning, right? So walking away. All right, so we talked about what it means to walk. In the medical term, it means to ambulate or to ambulation, meaning the ability to move. So we talked about parting ways. What does it mean to part? That means parting means to separate. When you part something, you are dividing, you are separating yourself from it, even though you're connected to it. So when we talked about family systems theory, y'all remember when we spent a lot of time in Bowen's family systems theory. And in Bowen's family systems theory, if you can recall, we talked about that one word, differentiate, the need to differentiate. What does differentiating means? It means that you're still connected to a particular relationship, still connected to the family, still connected to the workplace, still connected to the spiritual community, or whatever community that you're connected to, that you've lent yourself to, that you've given yourself to, and that you give yourself to. You're connected to it. However, you understand the difference of why you're connected. It's not enough to know you're connected, but what makes you different? Yes, I'm different, but now you know why you're different. You know your purpose. You're not like your sisters, you're not like your brother, you're not like your cousins, you're not you know because you're still related to them. And so many people right now have conflict with family, torn apart. You're tolerating each other. You're tolerating a a, a, um, um, a spouse, a boyfriend, a girlfriend. Tolerating. Tolerating can be so exhausting. When you are in a, hey, Minister Dana, when you are in a relationship that you're tolerated or you're tolerating, when you are in a situation that you are tolerating and you know they're tolerating you, that's eggshells. Those are some real moments. But let me help you because there is a way for you to still manage with a smile, a sincere smile with a whole bunch of peace. Is identifying the fact that you're tolerated or you're tolerating something. Identifying, not so much trying to fix the person who's tolerating you, trying to get even with in that situation, but this is about you managing you again. I'm seeing the results in the people that I pastor. I see it, and I'm not gonna call no names, but I hear it, I see it, because you are processing you from an introspective place, still connected to family, still going into a hostile work environment, Still going into a and sometimes I really don't like talking about this, but in our spiritual world, there are personality conflicts even in church, even in and that's what it's all about. You know, personality conflicts in your family system, in the workplace, as well as in the spiritual community. We want to deem everything as a spirit and a demon, when the reality is it's a stronghold in many cases. And strongholds is a mindset which deals with the personality of a person. What shaped them to be the way they are, how and why, their story, their backdrop. And it's complicated because I'm gonna put this out there to everyone listening. Okay, how wonderful you are. Everyone, you, me, we are complicated. We have some complications. We have some things that are different, unique, challenging within ourselves. And many times we have not taken the time, which brings me to our point of why we're on this platform, to diagnose ourselves, right? Many of us are misdiagnosed, undiagnosed, and have not had the opportunity to legitimately see ourselves, hear ourselves. And if we did see ourselves, unfortunately, it was broken down by someone who was undiagnosed themselves. So many times you can carry the opinion, the viewpoint, the we can carry what somebody thinks and have said about us in us because they treat us the way they speak about us. They view us, they respond to you the way they talk about you. The same way they have legitimately pegged you on a something as to being, they treat you that way. Now, here's the good news. You don't have to take it. We don't have to take it. We don't have to stay there. Parting way, right? This is how this brings me into this segment, into this session, how to part while still being connected, how to manage you while you're still related to that self-centered, selfish person, while you're in a relationship with a self-centered, selfish person. How do you manage you? How do you maintain your peace? Because differentiation is the key word, right? How to still be connected but have peace that has the ability and the capability that passeth all understanding and it guards the heart and the mind. So parting ways, and then how to legitimately part. I mean, legitimately leave a friendship, right? Leave a situational ship. How to leave, and it's okay. Watch this. And use our all right, but not all right, but all right, if that makes sense. This is a real topic because it's an intricate. There are times we can read a post and hear somebody motivating you to do something when it's really difficult. After reading that inspirational post, after getting motivated by a motivationalist, after getting inspired and getting inspired to get up and fight and get up and do, many times to some degree it's easier said than it is to do. Because we're so intertwined in it. We have a lot of sweat equity in it. We see the good in the other person, they see the good in you. We see the challenges and we see the good in you know but how to part. I'm talking specifically to with your heart and mind. How do you part your heart and mind while still being connected? How do you divide? How do you separate yourself? Because you can be with somebody who's reckless with you. You can be in a situation that's reckless. No consideration of your thoughts, no consideration of your feelings, no consideration of your finances, no consideration of your resources. They'll just drain, 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 tap, 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 and wear you out. Somebody's going through that right now. So, Let's make this about you, your heart, your mind, which is connected to three major parts: your time, your treasure, that's your money, and your resources, that's your talents and your abilities. And there are people at times I'm listening that's listening to me that don't know what to do because you don't want to be passive aggressive, or I'm gonna just remove this and stop doing this abruptly. No, there has to be a conversation. Whether you want to write it to them, text it to them, email it to them, there can't be any blurred lines. Here's where you have to take courage. Here's where courageousness now must kick in. Anytime, or you can stay there and just be silently frustrated and have no peace. You can stay in it. It's aging you. It's taking away from you the best times, best weeks, days, weeks, months, years of your life. Or you can change and give quality explanations as to why you're withdrawing, why I'm parting this, why you're not getting this no more. And without being nasty, without going into grave detail, I can't do that no more. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's going to be challenging for me. They may ask why. I'm just in a different place. I'm regrouping. I can't give this to you no more. If they ask why the back off, why the change, why the sudden, why you're pivoting, pivot, why you're readjusting you, because these are key words. Pivot means a slight readjustment, because we don't want your emotions to be to be the rule here. I want your emotions to be present. You need your emotions, but they can't be the main thing leading you. Right? They give you good clues and good hunches. They give you, the intuitions that God had given you. However, we want you to be sober enough, clear enough to explain that this is a season where I'm just rearranging me. I'm pivoting. I'm adjusting, because if you are emotional in it, watch this. Your emotions will go far left, far right. It will hurt. It will do more damage because and sometimes you may feel that your emotional response is justified, but people get hurt. You can do more damage. Well, they hurt me too. It's not about them. This is about you securing you. Well, they did me wrong too, and they need to feel my pain, my wrath. It's not your job. You adjusting and readjusting and taking back power, they'll feel it. And when you make it clear as to why, no blurred visions, no blurred lines, not them trying to figure out why no, here's why. Here's what I'm doing. You can give a soft response. I'm just regrouping. I can't go there no more. I won't be there tonight. I can't do this today. I can't. No, not today. I'm in a different place, space, prayer, consecration. I'm regrouping, meditationally. I'm doing me. I'm this. So it's no offense to you, mom, dad, bro, sis, husband, wife. I have to regroup. This is the season of me regrouping. I'm still here, but my time, talent, treasure is guarded now. I can't keep giving my pearls, my goods, to a swine like behavior. We're not calling the person a swine. Hey, Chris. Hey, Minister Chris. We're not calling nobody swine, but sometimes you can give the good part of your time, talent, and treasure to a situation that's not reciprocating back to you and don't care, don't know enough to care, don't realize that they're that way. We often talk about it because when you do change, because you are going to do it, I pray that you take courage for you. When you do pivot, when you do adjust, expect the backlash. Expect, oh, she changed, he changed, they changed, they're acting funny now. Expect all that. Expect them to try to do the same thing. Expect the same type of, I'm gonna match energy with energy. Oh no, no, when the reality is we're not justifying because and I want to say this to you. Everybody don't deserve an explanation. I believe that your reasons should be short and sweet. Your reasons should be about you. I'm taking this time. I can't do this any longer right now because I need to do X, Y, and Z. I need the recovery. I am recovering me. And guess what that person is going to do? They're going to adjust and find a way. Reclaiming your peace is going to require some tough decisions, not malicious decisions, not being spiteful, but this is about you. It's always been about you, but many times we don't make it about us. So, how do you part from a narcissistical situation? Someone who is dead hell heaven bent on everything being about him or her. How do you deal with someone when the dominant personality disorder is narcissism? I said the dominant, one of the, there are a few personality disorders in all of us, right? We all have it. I'm not how do you part? How do you deal with you? How do you part while that person is not changing? That trait comes up more. That personality disorder is the dominant part of that person because we all have a tinge of narcissism in us. Everyone does. I do believe. I don't have time to break that down, but I believe that's in all of us. And I believe God wired us that way. Society wired that way. Our upbringing, our culture wired us to be that way to some degree. You know what lifing has wired us to be. To like be considerate to ourselves at times. It can at times, like you like your house a certain way. You like your room a certain way. You like what's yours a certain way. If I come into your house, I better not rearrange your furniture. I better not go in your kitchen and just start putting the dishes here and there. No, you know what you like concerning you. And I'm gonna talk more about narcissism and in another session because there are people who really loosely use that word, and it's easy to call somebody a narcissist. Oh, you're narcissistic. It just everything's about you. No, there is truth to that. There are moments when you have to stand up for you, and you may seem to be, called narcissistic where everything revolves around I, my, me. Now, but the reality is there are people listening who are in relationships, situational ships, family ships that you're dealing with a, a major narcissistical family member, husband, wife, um, brother, sister, co-worker, someone in ministry, wherever it may be. And how do you manage them? And I'm glad you asked because it's never about managing them. It's about managing you. I often tell you this that when someone's consistent, they're patternistic and they're predictable. So now this gives you time to move out the way, to pivot. This gives you time to readjust, realign, and get out of harm's way. You may live with them. You may be in a relationship with them. Now, if you are in a relationship with a person whose dominant trait is narcissism, their narcissistical ways are oozing out of them. Just note this. Here's a note. Quick note to self. They're probably kind people, probably fun people, smart, intellectual, whether they're an extrovert or introvert. Doesn't matter the verts. Narcissism does not discriminate. But note this. Can you be in a relationship with a narcissistic person? I believe so. You just have to realize this, that you will never come first. When the dominant personality disorder, I call it a personality disorder, it's not a spirit, it's a personality disorder, it's something mental, it's something psychological there that happened. And if we track it back to when it happened, not only do we unpack, but we track. We track to unpack, right? We locate, right? Um, you will never be number one. It will always be about them. Even when they're wrong, it's about them. Even when they're blatantly wrong, caught on camera, failed in it will always be about them. Now, the good thing about it, you now know that it's always going to be about them. How do you manage? And they're opposed to any level of clinical help, any level of therapy, any level of professional help, opposed to it. Not going to change. What do you do? Do you stay in it? You can. I would never give anyone from this platform have a voice to say, "Oh, you just leave her, leave him." You have to leave if you choose to see and share with yourself that when helping them is hurting me, I'll never be because narcissism, when someone is very legitimately hell bent on themselves, their way, and all those other things, they don't care about nobody at all. Nobody. It's all about them. Now, can you have somebody who does care and will take the time and be kind, be gentle? Yes. But they don't realize at that time that their narcissistic ways um, is dominating that moment, dominating their choices, dominating. Now, there's a difference between somebody who's just straight up, bluntly, everything is about them. But you can be in a relationship and that, or with somebody, or connected or related to somebody, work with somebody, church with somebody who have narcissistical tendencies. And the sad part about it is that the person who is with them can blame it all on or diagnose them as being completely narcissistic when it's not the case. They have some narcissistical tendencies. They have some selfish parts of them, but it may not be the dominant part. Now, let's go to Bible about narcissism. Can I give you a biblical scripture? Thank you. Paul writes to Timothy in his letter, in the last days, perilous times shall come. Men, women will be lovers of themselves. People will be lovers. It's all about them. And what happens, parting way with a narcissistic, I'm talking mentally now, emotionally now. Now, not giving your the best of you, parting, dividing. I'm not going to give them this. They're not going to get that. I, we're talking about parting ways. I didn't even get to the other two yet, which is we're talking about parting ways, but also how to walk away and then send away, right? Those are three different ways, right? But still dividing you, still protecting, safeguarding you. This may have to go into next week. I think we're going to take this session and this particular topic into the following week because time is escaping right now. All right. So how do you divide you? How do you, if you are in a relationship in a space related to brother, sister, aunt, uncle, mother, wife, father, husband, whoever, whatever role they are to you, and you see this, you can still manage you while they are being them. Because, and here's the God's honest truth, for someone to get healed and delivered from narcissism, who's fully vetted in narcissism and fully vetted and fully narcissistic, They have to know they're narcissistic and acknowledge it and then want to get clinical help. What are the odds of that happening? They have to know it, admit it, and then commit to therapy. People do it all the time, but it's far and few in between. For someone to acknowledge that they're narcissistic and then commit to therapy, it's a lot of undoing. It's a lot of untying. It's like trying to take thread, right? Thread, needle and thread, and then tying knots in that little thread, tying knot in that little thread, tying knots, 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 knots. Say you tie 5 knots, and you try to unknot that little thread. That's how complicated it is, to some degree, for a narcissistic person who is fully vetted and know they're narcissistic, and then commit to therapy, commit to a clinician, a psychiatrist or a psychologist to help them unravel their narcissistic ways, because narcissism in many cases is bred from youth. People don't just become narcissistic. Something happened in their life to cause it. I don't know why I'm talking about this, but I'm just going to give you I'm going to give you two simple metaphors of what caused narcissism. What are some of the root causes? What happened? What transpired to cause this person to grow that back? Now, in many cases, when we're younger, you have the Madonna, the she Madonna, and the he Madonna, the Heva and the Meva. I mean, the diva and the Heva. Hey, Marshana. Hey, hey. You have this, right? So there are people who did not have a lot when they were a child, was not spoiled, did not have a great family life. Mother and father did not provide as much. That's one side of the narcissistical trait. Then you have somebody who got everything. That child that was spoiled rotten, got everything they want. They now move from childhood into teenage into, so on and so forth, and they're grown. Now the person who didn't get a whole lot, was the ugly duckling, wasn't as popular, now becomes popular or now becomes successful. So there are axes to grind there. There's a revenge mode there, right? That has that this is where I'm talking foundational, where in many cases where it started. Then you have the one who was used to getting everything, spoiled rotten, that just grew out of control. They now mastered bullying, now mastered being manipulative, now mastered everything about them. And they and that's really in many cases how narcissism, without me breaking it down, I can go a lot deeper, but I don't have time to, where narcissistical traits begin. This is pre-marriage, pre-girlfriend and boyfriend, pre these things happen, right? These things happen before you met them as a friend. It happened like that. So what do you do when your drama is just as old as you? What do you do? How do you manage it? This is about you managing you, you seeing you. So the narcissistical person, just to give you some heads up, there's some fights that you should just stop fighting. Let people be who they are. Lena Burt Miles has a song out now that I take joy in. I listen to this song almost at least 3 times a week. And the song is People Are People, People Gone People. People gonna people. Don't let them steal your joy. People are going to people. And when you realize that people are going to people, hey, Pastor Joel, what's up, beloved? When you realize that people are going to people, people are going to be who they are. It's not for you to fix them. It's about you to pivot and adjust you. This is a part we're talking about. We're talking about parting ways, walking away, and then sending away. What does that look like for your heart and for your mind? How do you part ways but still connected? How do you divide your heart and mind but still connected, still around them, still gonna work around them? We're talking about the church community, talking about the work community, and talking about your family and friend community. How do you still separate you and have the peace? This is necessary for you. So you can divide without being nasty. We talked about it. You can divide your emotional. You're not presenting or giving your time, talent, and treasure, your goods. And this is going to help you, right? Because frustration has come and settled in because, or you were afraid, watch this, of their reaction and their response. There will always be a reaction. There will always be a response. Somebody and something's going to react, and somebody if you stay in it, they're going to be joy. They're going to feel full fulfilled, so whatever. While your reaction isn't healthy for you, and so you stay in it, you tolerate it, you're still there, still making yourself available, time, talent, and treasure, and it's lopsided. I'm repeating myself because you need to hear this. This is not about them. The key is when you readjust, when you realign, when you pivot, renegotiate. I've been saying this. You must make your terms clear. Why? In a very simple but strong statement. I am in a season where I'm readjusting, I'm realigning my focus. This has nothing to do with you. They're going to try to make it about them. Oh my God, you switch up. This when you readjust, renegotiate, when you realign, watch this. This 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 eliminates bitterness from entering in. This eliminates private breakdown and struggles and bitterness and anger towards somebody because there are people right now who is listening right now who is just as bitter as they want to be with somebody. Bitter with someone at work, someone related to them, bitter with their spouse, because having the courage to pivot and be specific on why you're pivoting, why you're adjusting is key. No one likes the dose of medicine that you're about to give them, but it's going to be good for them and it's going to be good for you. People finds a way. If all of our cars broke down today and we had to go somewhere, we going to Uber something. We going to get on the bus. We're going to call the yellow cab. Remember the yellow cab? We're going to call the cab. We're going to get on the bike. We're going to walk. We're going to do something. It's a snapple fact. We all adjust. Clear lines. How do I divide? The division, how do I part? Because when we talk about parting ways, I'm speaking from it from the angle today, or from the standpoint or viewpoint, vantage point of you dividing your feelings, your thoughts, your heart. This is about you safeguarding you now. We covered the fact that you're not doing it in a malicious way. We're not doing it in a passive aggressive way. You're clear. Whether you have to tell them in a small statement, leave a voice message, leave a text message, leave an email, however you have to do it. Don't go through telling them by stopping and not taking their calls, by throwing a tantrum, by slamming the doors hard in the house. Those are nonverbal cues. And many times our silence and the way we ignore or ghost somebody, it leaves unclarity. Have you ever been ghosted? You have. You wonder why somebody didn't call you back, not calling you back? And all it leaves is a cloud in your head. Like, what happened? You trying to figure out what happened. What did I do? Even if they just needed a break. And sometimes ghosting go on and sometimes ghosting goes on and it's not a good feeling from the ghosted for the ghosted. It's not a good feeling. In many cases, people are having and managing their life the way they manage their life. Many times, people don't know how to be clear, don't know that that they need help. Life can be overwhelming. Now, I want to say this to you because this is pivotal to you. It's important for me to say this. People who consistently ghost you, like go stealth, go covert, you can't find them, then they pop back like everything. It's, there's a caution there, and there should be a caution because people should not just be able to walk in and out of your life when they want to. They're like Rolling Stones with their emotion. You remember Papa was a Rolling Stone. Wherever he laid his head was his home. There are people who are Rolling Stones with their emotions. They go from you to somebody else, come back to you a month later, 2 months later, 3 months later. They don't deserve that access, especially when you don't know. But the good thing about it is that there's a consistency. And this time when they come knocking, the chain is on the door and you partially open the door. Remember that? You're like, what's going on? You don't have to open the door. And if you do open the door, you'll say, all right, hold on. Let me take the chain off. You're not coming inside. Let's talk right here. Let's talk from the porch. Let's talk at the door. You're not coming all the way in no more. We're going to talk. I'll give you, metaphorically, I'm going to give you space and time, but you're not coming in no more. No, no, you can't use my bathroom. There's a bathroom at McDonald's down the street. There's a bathroom matter of fact, you can go in the yard. The bushes are right over there, but you're not coming inside. This is called you protecting you. This is about you. This is about you. This is managing your space, your time, your treasure, your time, talent, and treasure. This is about you, right? So parting does not have to be ugly. Parting does not mean I'm divorcing you, I'm leaving you, I'm separating. Parting mean is that you are getting your heart and mind in a safe space. You're getting your equilibrium back because you were off. You were dizzy. Situations can make you dizzy. Such circumstances can make you a relationship, life in general can cause a whole lot of dizziness. Definition for dizzy: having or involving a sensation of spinning around and losing one's balance, causing a disorienting sensation of spinning around. Watch this: silly or scattered brained. To be dizzy, it means you have a silly or scattered brain. And the relationship can have you so disoriented. Life can have you so disoriented. Lopsided relationships, situations can have you disoriented. How do you get over dizziness? How? You get off the ride. You stop and settle yourself till your disoriented mind or space begins to line up again. Begins to line. Give yourself time to get out the ride, the merry-go-round, that space that people will have you in, or someone have you in, or it's not them. You're there because you got hope for something that has not changed. You got hope for someone or in something or someone that has not changed, and you're hoping that they'll change. Hoping that I've been praying, fasting, all that has not happened. You fasted against a personality disorder. when they're opposed to any level of clinical help. I believe in clinical deliverance, y'all. I believe in the laying on of hands and casting out spirits and all that and all that. Jesus cast out familiar spirits, unclean spirits, and spirit of infirmities. Familiar spirits, unclean spirits, and spirits of infirmities. Those were the three major groups that he dealt with. Right? I'm not going to talk about that today. But dizzy, somebody is getting out of that dizzy, that relationship that keeps you dizzy, that situational ship that keeps you dizzy right now. Stop it. You've been turned around and twirled around. Remember when we were kids, we would twirl our kids around. We would get on certain roller coasters at the amusement park and we come out. Okay. Sometimes a blow to your head, to your body, physically or mentally or psychologically, a blow can have you dizzy, your equilibrium off, mental vertigo, spiritual vertigo, where you can't ground yourself. But right now, as we get ready to close this session out, God is grounding you. Sobriety is coming back to you. You will not be malicious. You will not be spiteful, but you'll be intentional with your heart and with your mind, with your time, talent, and treasure. You'll be intentional with you regrouping, you pivoting, pivot to a slightly adjust, to move slightly. You're not going off. You're not leaving. We're not talking about none of that. It's talking about you. Just like you adjust that belt loop. We adjust all day, every day. Yes, we do. Ladies, gentlemen, we adjust. Adjusting is a ongoing way of life. And so before you quit, before you go off, before you kick the dog and the cat, adjust. Adjust the volume. Some things you need to turn completely off because it's either too loud or it's distracting. We adjust the volume on in our car radio. We adjust the thermostat in the house. We adjust every day. We adjust speed while we're driving. Yes, we do. Adjusting is about you. How much of you are you going to keep available? How much you are you going to keep giving, pouring into a bucket or a bag that has holes in it? And then you're upset with the apparatus. No, you can stop it. You can change it right now. You are responsible for you. That's why we're here today. All right. Next week, we'll deal with walking away, what that looks like, and also sending away, what that looks like. All right. This is about mental hellness to wellness. If you notice in the caption, hellness is in small HELL hyphen NESS. Wellness is in all caps because we want you, we want me, we want to be well. All right. Thank you today. Now, I have an important announcement before you get off, before we leave. This Saturday, ladies, we got something coming up with the men. So, brothers, just hold tight. But, ladies, this Saturday, we need all the women. I'm inviting every woman that I know to our sister circle with Zoe Women. Pastor Andrea Griffin will be in our city. They're in Waterbury at a Waterbury location, 313 Meriden Road at 11 a.m. We need all the sisters to be there, wives, women, mothers, godmothers, nannies, nannies, Medeas, whoever you are, meet us there. 313 Meriden Road from 11 to 4. We have a wonderful agenda. God has a plan for your life, for your mind, for your heart, for your spirit. Those who are watching me online, please, I need you. I'm saying this because I know you need help. I know that something transformative is going to happen for you. I know it. 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 Help us evangelize this move. And then on Sunday morning, we are concluding with her, Pastor Andrea Griffin, on that Sunday morning at 10 a.m. We have it's gonna be full of people, full of women, men. It's just gonna be that time. I know it is. Our theme is girl, if you only knew. It's and so we are really excited. We're preparing for it. So brothers, I need your support on that Sunday with the sisters. All right. We gonna look out for our women and our sisters, our wives, our mothers, our grandmothers, our aunties, mother-in-laws, mother-in-laws, godmothers, whoever it may be. As a woman, whatever role you play, meet us there this weekend. Take the time. Take the time and invest in yourself. I love y'all. Until then, have an amazing day. Be blessed. City of Life, let's do this. Spread the word. Help us spread the word. Hit that share button. It's going to bless somebody's life. Be well.